and thank you for joining me today on our daily drawing. If you don't know me, my name's Tamar, and I'm really glad that you could come and do a drawing with me today. So we're just going to stop for 20 minutes, take time out from whatever else you've got going on today, and just do a drawing together. So today we're going to be drawing a scribbly cactus, and if you would like to have that image open on another device or printed out, then all the info is below, but you can see it really clearly all the way through the video. All the equipment you're going to need today is some paper and then something to draw with, so a pencil or a pen, and I'm going to be using the Bic Biro. So there's two really important rules before we start drawing today. The first rule is process over outcome. So don't get worried about what it's looking like, or it's not looking right, or you're thinking that you can't draw. Instead, it's important to focus on the process of making the drawing. So just enjoy making the marks on the paper and let the outcome take care of itself. And the second rule is to draw with me and not like me. So don't try to copy my drawing exactly or do exactly what I'm doing. Use the image as your reference and as your inspiration, and listen to me as you go along, but we're just drawing together. So you just work at your own pace. You might be a little ahead of me or a little behind me at times, and you might finish earlier than me. If you do, then just skip to the end of the video to see the last part. So grab those materials and a beverage of choice, and I'll see you in a moment. So I'm going to start with the biro pen, and first of all we're just going to make some scribbles, and all I want you to do is just scribble freely, randomly, just make the marks however you want. And it might feel a little bit weird to be just scribbling, so maybe change the grip like this and then hold it like you would if you were a little child, and just let the hand move. Now you're scribbling with your arm rather than your hand, and make the lines however you want. I'm making some long wide marks, but you might want to make some short scribbles. And I'm just going to flick the pen and just see how it feels to make those marks. You just make the marks that you want and just listen up. It might feel very weird and you might be wondering why on earth we're doing this, but just listen up and just go fast, go slow, whatever you feel. I want you to not be afraid, just to make marks on your paper. So I want you to take that looseness, that lack of fear of the blank page onto the next drawing, and we're going to draw a cactus, but you don't have to worry about it looking like the one in the picture or looking like mine. You just draw the cactus that you draw. And let's just focus first of all on a sort of egg shape or a rounder shape. Draw a few lines until you find one that you like. You're using a pen and you are just going to keep drawing until you find the line that you think is a suitable line. I'm kind of drawing the top here of the little plant pot and then taking it down. I'm not worried too much about getting it to be the same shape and proportions. I'm just going to draw a plant pot, so I'm looking at that curve at the bottom. Mine's a bit wonky, but it's fine, that will do. So I'm just now going back and just finding the line that I like, and you just do the same. Just keep moving your lines around, and I'm going to put in a few of these little stones now underneath. I'm not worried too much, just some rough stone shapes, and you can do exactly the same, just mark some shapes in. And then I'm using my pen and I'm kind of scribbling in, just keeping my lines nice and scribbly and nice and loose. And you can see I'm holding the pen a little bit further up, and that actually helps to loosen up a little bit. So rather than holding your pen as if you were using it to write, you can hold it maybe halfway up or a third of the way up and just scribble in to put some darker areas around these stones, but I'm not worried about getting clean edges or anything like that, just shading away. So just enjoy putting some scribbly little lines onto your paper, and don't worry about how it's going to look like at the end. Just keep it nice and loose. So once you're happy that you've got something like some sort of stones in, and I'm going to start to put in the little marks around the cactus. So some little scribbly circles. I'm putting mine sort of in a diagonal kind of lines, but I'm not worried about spaces. I'm not really worried about putting them where they edge. I'm just putting down some little scribbly dots. And I'm quite enjoying making little sort of swirly spirals. They're not perfect circles, they're just little scribbles. So just put those little scribbles in, and then I'm really going to think about trying to make this cactus look spiky. So I'm flicking my pen, but you might want to make slower marks. It might be the way you feel today that you'd like to put this in quite carefully, but today I want to put in these marks as just little flicks. I'm thinking spiky, hairy little lines. And I'm kind of pushing my pen kind of a little bit harder and then just lifting it off the paper and enjoying just how that makes quite fun marks and gives us a sort of spiky cactus look. So you just carry on making the marks that you want to make. If you want to make this much more hairy and sort of softer, you could make those kind of marks as well. I'm not worried too much about looking at the cactus image. I'm just thinking about the texture that I want to create. Quite nice if you can hear the sound of the marks that you're making with your pen as well, and also just how it kind of feels as you sort of scrape or touch the surface of the paper with your pen, and just listen to the noise as well. So I've just got my last few to do, but you just work at your own pace. You glance up now and again if you want to, look at the image of the cactus next to mine or on your own device if you have it, but also try to kind of get lost a little bit in what you're doing. So I'm thinking here about some of these long, hairy, slightly less spiky, but I'm still going to flick my pen. But now and again, I think I'll just make a few that are a little bit sort of softer on the edges. Maybe a little curl on the edge now and again. And again, I'm not really worried too much about making it look exactly like the photograph. I'm just using that now and again as a bit of a reference and I'm thinking about the sort of textures I might want to create. So I'm still holding my pen quite far up, and I'm using it in quite a loose, scribbly way. Thinking about maybe some of these softer hairs as well. So some I'm going to just push a bit harder, make a bit darker, and then some I'm going to make a little softer as well. So I'm thinking about maybe some of this sort of lighter sort of fuzz that's around the cactus as well, around the edges. I'm just kind of using my pen very loosely, putting some of the little fuzzy bits as well. And by putting in some of those little hairier bits around the edges and so on, kind of give a little bit more shape to the cactus. So I'm going to put a little bit of tone to the sides of the pot, and again I'm keeping it very loose and very scribbly, but I'm kind of scribbling down at an angle, which helps just to show the form of the pot a little bit more. But I'm kind of scribbling up and down to the side, laying down lines almost like hatching, but I'm keeping it very, very loose. And as I get closer to the middle of the pot, I'm just going to make these lines further apart, sort of give it the illusion of some light hitting the front. But don't get overly worried about this, just keep it all very loose, and if at any point you start thinking about, oh, it doesn't look like, or it's not good, put that out of your mind and just think about how you felt when you did those scribbles at the very beginning. You didn't care what it looked like at the end. Keep that same attitude. The outcome will look after itself. You just focus on the process of putting some lines down on the paper and enjoying, feeling that gives. So I just want to darken those stones down a little bit. I've just put a bit of shading over those, and then it's quite a dark line. Although my pot's very wonky, I don't mind that actually. I quite like that wonky shape. I'm just going to darken in where the pot hits the table. There's a slightly darker line there. I quite like to put a bit of a darker tone, like show those tones with the Biro pen. Maybe a bit of a shadow. Keeping it quite light. So you can control how much that you want to put down. You want to keep it quite light, a lot of loose lines, that's fine. Build in a bit more over the top. You can keep working on this for as long as you enjoy. I think I'm probably nearly finished. Just maybe put in a light line for a table or some surface that's sat on. I think that with those last few lines, I'll finish mine there. You just carry on working on yours for as long as you like. Oh, I'm really glad you could join me today in a drawing, and I hope you enjoyed letting loose and getting a little bit scribbly, and I'd really love to see your drawings, so you can share them with me on Instagram at the City Workshop. All the details are below, and I hope you can join me tomorrow for another drawing, so I'll see you then.